is Kadrolsha owner for Paranormal 13 News, and we are brought to you by Remax Innovative Properties, 169 Daniel Webster Highway in Nashua, New Hampshire, www.nhhomes.com. Thank you very much, Rick Stout. Our website at Paranormal 13 News is, do you know it?
Oh, of course I do.
You got it.
All right, it's paranormal13news.com. Find all the information about the show. And
Yes,
other fun things.
you do. And we're also brought to you by the Galaxy Global Networks and Hot Rocks TV, and their websites are in our website.
Yes.
So go over there. And I'd like to have Julie introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julie Rose. I'm a psychic medium and owner of Garden Forever Tarot, and I am passionate about the paranormal.
Jess.
I am Jessica Rainville. I'm a paranormal investigator, voice actor, and writer and producer of Chris Podcast, a crime audio drama based off of a true unsolved cold case in Stacyville, Maine. You could check that out at www.chrispodcast.com. You can check out my voiceovers at www.jessicarainville.com.
And I'm Kadrolsha Ona, Queen of the Paranormal. I have 10 paranormal awards. And oh my God, let me see, 21 International Executive Film Producer Awards on IMDb. So that's really cool. Oh, and a comic book. So let's get on to our show. And Julie, you have the first clip.
Here it is. This next story is a heartfelt story about how when our loved ones pass away, they're still around us. Here are the photos. As you can see in this clip, it looks just like her son. It's unbelievable. Even when I felt it, when I looked at the picture, and I believe it was pretty close to after he passed, and you can tell that the spirit is still around. Still around.
And like a teenager or young man, he's in the kitchen eating. I mean, it's like the energy's still doing its circle. Hey, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get some food.
Well, they went because they got a notice and they didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
And then they thought the camera was broken, so they went back and were like, oh my goodness, that must have been shocking.
Yeah, and you know what? It is really heartfelt when you see something like that. And I thought I saw your eyes tearing up when we were watching it. And it's like, wow. Yeah, that's an amazing piece of paranormal evidence. I do believe that it's real. And
It's real.
yeah, I do.
I do too. And I think also knowing that you're a psychic medium, that when you look at something like that and you get that emotional, I do tend to believe that it is possible that this is real.
Yeah, I get a feeling, and it just, you don't even have to read anything, you just see it and you feel it.
And here's a personal experience by Gina
Bengston. Hi, this is Gina Bengston for Paranormal 13 News. Many people want to believe that their loved ones return to visit or to watch over them, and in my case, it's the truth. I bring you today a story that is very, very personal to me. It is about my late husband who passed away in my home in Massachusetts. In life, he was a very strong and brave man with a very big presence. I will be a little graphic. When I found his body, he was sitting on a sofa, slumped over a table with his face down. This caused fluid to rush to his face. I thought he was sleeping at first. Trying to wake him, I picked him up and saw his face, and I will never forget it. That bloated, fluid-filled face. I called 911 immediately. They came and they took him away. Upon his death, he was trying to communicate with me pretty much right away. I had a friend bring in a paranormal team. I caught many EVPs of him saying how sorry he was for leaving, as well as EVPs of him saying, I love you. The strange part of this is that I took 2 thermal images of the sofa he was sitting on at the time of his death. And I captured exactly what his face looked like, but it was transferred onto a pillow on the sofa. I took 2 thermal pictures. Take a look at these images. You can see the face and the mustache. This shook me to my core, and I immediately straightened the pillow and smoothed it out and had to gather my thoughts. The images are also published in a book that's called Signs of Spirit by Joni Mahan, as well as the stories of how Mark had stayed with me and helped me 2 other times. One of those times he was helping me to find his wedding band that I had lost. The other was he, or someone, saved me from a fire in my house. Our loved ones can return, and they can give us signs. Also, spirits are not always bad. I feel as though they get a bad reputation. There are many good and helpful guardians, if you're open to receiving them. I thanked Mark for staying as long as he did, but I also begged him to go and to move on and rest assured that I will be fine. I'm Gina Bengston. Thank you for watching Paranormal 13 News, and back to you at the studio.
Now, what did you think of Gina's clip?
Oh, that broke my heart.
Very
Yeah.
hard
It
to
broke my
pronounce.
heart. And
Yeah.
Julie, even you said, when we were watching the clip, like, she doesn't look like her normal self in that photo.
Yeah.
I mean, in that video, because, she's very bright and vibrant, and she's got a lot of zest to her, and in that clip, she was very subdued and...
Yeah, I can't imagine losing someone like that close to me.
Yeah.
But
No.
that photograph is unbelievable.
And you find your loved one, and then you take a picture, and it's imprinted right there. I mean, it cannot be any clearer that is her husband.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, going back to the picture of the son too,
Yeah.
it's amazing how they put themselves in the way you want them to see him, whether it was the pillow or whether it was the thing on the security cam
Now-
for the son.
For Gina, was that done with a FLIR?
That's a good question. It looks like it was.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, that's really hard to refute that kind of evidence
Yeah.
when you're using a high-tech
Right.
piece of equipment like a FLIR.
Yeah. God bless you, Gina, for sharing
Yes.
your personal experience with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a very strange clip coming up next. It's a woman whose eyes look like a snake of some kind, or I don't know what you want to describe it as, but it's very strange. Take a look.
Это же все идут, скажем, от
Okay, what do you think about those eyes?
I personally think it might be a reflection. It's so hard to tell. I mean, if I was sitting across from her and I seen that, I might think differently.
Do you know
Right.
how many times we actually watched this over and
I
over
know,
and
and
over
paused
again?
it.
So many.
Pause, every fraction of a second, click,
Yes.
click, 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 through it to see. But I really do believe Julie's eagle eye here. She brought up something that when you click right before the eye changed, all of a sudden her complexion brightened up,
Yeah.
as if there's a light somewhere that might have been turned on, and or came into focus, and then all of a sudden the eyes change.
Yeah, the face is
Yeah.
more matte and our eyes are glossy, so it
Right.
picks up more light.
Right.
Sure, and yeah, so I mean, it looks really cool. It looks
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
could happen.
She's a
but-
reptilian.
Now, I did just read a really interesting article about eyes and how they reflect light based on how much melanin you have. So
Interesting.
everyone's eyes are actually brown. Everyone has
Oh.
brown eyes.
Wow.
But it's based on how much melanin you have is what determines your actual color and how much light is reflected back.
sense.
So I can't remember if it's the more light that reflects back, the lighter your colors, or vice versa. But I feel like that might also have something to do with it. So if your eyes are reflecting more light, then you might sometimes see that change in your eyes, like depending on what kind of lighting you have.
Right.
And where you brought up that her face looked lighter
Right,
just
exactly.
before.
Exactly.
I really think it's just a reflection of
I
something.
think so. Split-second reflection could have, happened, and then again, the reptilian eye thing happens, and people without a trained eye or have knowledge like we do when it comes to the paranormal and these things would naturally think that was real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most people have heard of shapeshifting before, but this next story is a whole nother level of shapeshifting. Take it away, Ron Yacovetti.
Ron Yacovetti, Paranormal 13 News, with a story that has me really excited because we're seeing something that seems to go from the world of fantasy or sci-fi into the scientific world of fact. Researchers at the universities of Sussex and Swansea have developed what they call a programmable liquid metal. Much like what you may have seen in Terminator 2, they can program using electricity to have this metal be manipulated into shapes, letters, and more. We're going to show you that right now, and then I'll be back.
Got 13 bones of evil. Got a monkey's paw. Got a magic 8-ball. Don't do nothing at all. Got a shaman's mojo. Got a black cat's moan, 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 moan. Got any sense at all, boy? You leave this one alone. Got 13 balls. Got 13 balls. Got 13 balls.
So there you got to see it. It is pretty fascinating to watch how it moves. They program it by having it follow the electricity, and it seems to, much like many of my past relationships, gravitate towards the negative. And the first thing you know is that when this stuff gets out, when it starts making its way into the public eye, people are going to think that this is some kind of alien technology, right? The conspiracy theorists are going to have a field day with this, saying this is technology that we got from the aliens at Area 51 over teas and crimpets and whatever. And so now we're doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. We're weaponizing it. It's going to be a very bad thing. But the scientists are very optimistic about what this can do for soft robotics and computer stuff and more. So, and you see how it moves along the electricity, and then it lights up the pegs. The thing paranormal researchers may look at and say is that this may perhaps put light on how the electricity moves through the air or through ions when a spirit energy is present and makes a, let's say, K2 meter with the lights react to the energy. So this could maybe perhaps bridge the gap in paranormal research as well if they can show and break down how this actually works. But again, a fascinating thing to see, a phenomenal breakthrough in science, and definitely curious to see where they're going to go with the development of the programmable metal. Ron Yacovetti, Paranormal 13 News. Back to you in the studio.
Isn't that so fascinating that I just can't even wrap my brain around that. It's so crazy. It's like morphing and shape-shifting.
Right, and it's
just
metal, and it's
Yeah.
metal
Yeah.
to boot. Can you believe that? That's just
I know.
incredible. And this is part of science, and so this is 100% real. There's no fake, no nothing
No.
here. It's not paranormal either, but it is real
seems
science.
paranormal. Oh,
It
paranormal.
does.
It's got me all like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Creating things in my
You were so excited about this clip too.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. I'm just trying to see if I have any additional info to give us. Not really. I mean, it's a liquid. It's a manipulable liquid with a 2D shapes, such as letters and hearts, and that's exactly what it is. It is a liquid metal.
It's just the Earth being cool.
Yeah, that's all. We've got some original footage from 1962 of Bigfoot. You gotta see this.
This 8mm footage from Colorado might be the first recorded footage of Bigfoot ever. It was recorded by a dad accompanying a Boy Scout group, and this creature is walking across the snow, and then it turns and looks at the camera.
Okay, girls, what about that clip?
You love your Bigfoot stories.
Classic, and they're awesome.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
so awesome.
You know, what I can't get over is in 1962. We don't Photoshop in 1962
No.
or video edit in the same manner. It was if and when they edited in 1962, it was analog, or they just cut. And I mean cut. They cut the tape and they stuck it back together and they taped it up. You know what I mean? It was an older technique. So I would have to think that looking at that, those boys must have been scared to death.
I would be.
Yeah. I don't know. So what's the consensus? Do you think that's real or do you think it's not real? Based on 1962.
I mean, I'm leaning more
Footage.
towards real, and I do believe there's probably definitely beings out there. There's things in the ocean that we haven't even saw or
Right.
figured out. So why couldn't there be something in the woods? You know?
Right, and this is the earliest footage that they've ever captured Bigfoot on. So I'd love to say it's real. I
Yeah.
really wouldn't. I think I might
I wanted to
just
say it's
just
real,
for the
too.
heck of it,
Yeah.
for the father and the kids.
Yeah.
Because why would they be out there trying to do this and you can't Photoshop it? So
In the 60s.
in the 60s, you know, when they didn't have a video to go viral with to make money on
Exactly.
YouTube. So I'm just going to say, for the sake of it, it's real. That's all.
I'm gonna say that it's plausible. I think it's plausible, but I'm still not 100% convinced on Bigfoot. I want to believe. I'm not there yet.
Can't you just for this in 1962?
I'm giving
Just
it a
a thought-
plausible.
come on.
Giving
Well,
it
you
a
know what?
plausible.
I believe in Bigfoot because maybe he's an interdimensional being. He just keeps going through different
Ooh.
dimensions. You never know. He could be a little
And
bit.
different
Looks
time
kinda,
frames too.
yeah, he looks like he doesn't know a lot, but maybe he knows more than we know.
I like that.
I like that too.
Paranormal 13 News correspondent Bob has a video for you of what looks to be a UFO. Check it out.
Bob Carroll, P13 News. I'd like you to take a look at this video. And it's kind of a strange video because it's taken by a satellite figure. And underneath the satellite figure, it shows several times of a triangle of some sort. Now, I've watched it over and over, so I'd like you to take a look at it and tell me what you think.
They just cut the feed. Moments after that, they switched to a different angle, and now we're watching it again a little closer. Take a look at what's just passed underneath the Dragon X. We're slowing things down, adding a little brightness and contrast. Could this be the infamous Tier 3B up in space, visiting up close, getting a look at what's on the cargo, whatever Dragon X is exporting up to the ISS? Not exactly sure, but this is stunning footage coming in right now. An extreme close-up. Brett, what's your thoughts?
Like, as soon as I saw this, I thought, could this be a reflection within the ISS? But look at that, it goes behind the solar panel. So that basically gives it away that this thing's huge. Look, you can notice the portals underneath. It definitely matches the characteristics of a Tier 3B, Blake.
Absolutely, and it's not the first pass that went by the Dragon X. Take a look at this, more footage just moments later. It basically seems like it's doing another rendezvous, a roundabout. Watch this.
It is exactly 1:00 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday, December 8th, and you're looking at a live view of the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft coasting through space as it prepares to rendezvous with the International Space Station about 30 minutes from now. My name is Tom Perderio, and I'm a firmware engineer here at SpaceX. Joining me on this early morning is NASA Public.
All right, and then they basically cut the feed again to a different angle. We're gonna watch it again. They can't get away from us right here at Third Phase Moon with our eagle-eyed UFO hunters from around the world. It's going to be hard to suppress this. Again, an extreme close-up of the basic TR3B doing another rendezvous, a roundabout. It's not just one sighting. We have 2 sightings within moments. We're going to supply the original link, but right now we're scratching our heads. There's some kind of space force up in the sky right now as we speak, right, Brett?
Yeah, Blake, it's been hot these past couple months. We found that extreme sighting on the moon.
Now, if you've taken a look at it, you see that it goes back and forth, and it gives you an opportunity in different sites of the video of the triangle. Now, personally myself, we don't know what's up in the sky, but it also could be something that the Air Force is not telling us. So I'll let you decide, and you ladies can discuss this. But for me, I'm still a skeptic of the whole thing, that it looks like lights and who knows what the heck. Bob Carroll, P13 News.
All right, what do you think about the space object flying by?
Well, definitely reflective, and it looked like a triangle. It was taken by another spaceship there, and so I do believe whatever that was real. Now, was it a UFO? That's to be discerned, because it could have been just space junk, space trash floating by with reflectors that are on it from the garbage that they leave behind.
I mean, an unidentified flying object is exactly what it says. It's absolutely an unidentified flying object, because we have no idea what the heck it is.
But we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
So.
I think it might be just like maybe a rock of some kind, you know what I mean? Just floating around, and because of like minerals and whatnot, I feel like that might also be part of the reflection.
And it would be reflective.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And I also believe that, aliens their technology is so advanced, why would they just kind of go by like that? Why would they want to be seen
slowly and
slowly, almost as if it was floating trash that went by. That's how I interpret it.
And I will say this, I 100% believe in aliens.
I do too. I think we are aliens.
100%.
Okay, we can have this discussion, but we won't have it today.
No.
We're going to talk about aliens and extraterrestrials and what the difference is.
Yes.
We'll hold that for another day.
Next up, we've got Joe Rainone with his opinion on UFOs.
The term UFO, or AKA Unidentified Flying Object, was first coined in 1953 by the U.S. government. Tens of thousands of people worldwide have experienced and seen strange crafts flying in the sky. The government took these claims serious enough to open 3 separate projects. The first project was Project Sign in 1947, followed by Project Grudge in 1949. Then the most famous project of all, Project Blue Book in 1957. Project Blue Book shut down in 1970, but still claims exist of alien crafts flying in the sky. As far as this reporter goes, if I think we're alone in this universe, then I'd probably be wrong. Reporting live from the Haystack Observatory in Westford, Mass. This is Joe Rainone, Paranormal 13 News. Back to the studio.
Joe's opinion on UFOs is fantastic.
Hey, I agree. It's very interesting.
It had it's plausible for one thing, and I can see where he can hem and haw here. He gives a very valid opinion on what he thinks is real and not real when it comes to UFOs. And again, Joe, I'm not going to disagree with you, but there are some points that I agree. So
it's like everybody has their own point of view.
Yeah.
And the way he spoke about it was very interesting.
And plus, we like you.
Yes, we do.
So you won't get a tough time from us. Okay, that's it for Paranormal 13 News. We're going to see you again next time. And thank you, Remax Innovative Properties at 169 Daniel Webster Highway in Nashua, New Hampshire. www.nhhomes.com. I want to thank Julie so much for joining us, and Jess so much for joining us, and you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
this.